What up Nigeria, what up Africa, what up the world? This is your favorite boy, I'm DJ Venum, the longest playing DJ in the world, and I'm live right here at SaharaTV. My name is DJ Venum Agbola. Okay, I was born Venum Agbola. Popularly addressed up like to my fans and friends out there, commonly known as DJ Venum. I had a background that revolved a lot around music. My dad was a music fan, and he used to have a lot of all those old, like classical kind of jams when I was growing up. I had a lot of Bob Marley's, I had Peter Tosh, I had Phil Collins, I had all those when I was growing up. So I used to use music to escape from the bustle of life when I was a lot younger. When I got into university, I thought I'd be a rapper actually. I used to like some American rappers, and I thought I would have that kind of prowess at rap. But over time, I came across some DJs that were making it well in the DJing industry already around me. The likes of DJ Wallace, DJ K-Kang, DJ Mango, and then they taught me basically a couple of things that eventually became, with practice and everything, eventually became part of me being a DJ. So after a first couple of shows, I decided, this is what I wanted to do. Basically, I had to first of all improve on myself, my style of play, my technique, my professionalism. And for the first few years, that's what I did for most of my craft. Then towards the most recent last 2 years, I've been working on developing myself, developing my brand, meeting people. And the first thing I did was walk up to someone who does branding. And I had them work on my brand, design everything about me for the brand, and for beyond that. Then I also did some bit of standing out. That was why I did something that was different. I attempted to break a Guinness World Record, which was very, very successful so far. So right now I'm the longest playing DJ in the world. I played for 18 days non-stop. So those are some things that I did to boost my brand. And with that, I've been able to meet new people, connect with people that are or that have the say in the industry. And with time, I'm working on building those connections that will eventually make me on top in my game. You work on your choice of songs. First of all, when you get to your crowd, you try and understand the kind of people that are there by taking observance, the age brackets, the kind of people in the crowd. Are they the streetwise type? Are they the type that will probably prefer the oldies? That's the first thing. Then once you do that, you go back to your playlist and select the songs that fit with that choice of crowd. I attempted it because I wanted to be different, first of all. And I had inspiration from DJ Obi when he did his own actually. And I thought, this is me. I could do something different, something better. And I did my world record revolving around two reasons. First of all, it was to boost my brand. Second of all, I use my platform in a way that nobody has ever done before. I use my platform as a community development project. So I launched a project to collect 1 million books for Nigerian students. And I think so far nobody has ever done a world record in Nigeria with that kind of reach out. Because basically we have an educational system that is failing a lot of us. And it's like my contribution to help students coming behind me to understand that I got into DJing because at a point in time I had to choose between doing a degree, finishing school and looking for a job, or learning a trade, learning to do something now and build yourself on that. So I think we have a generation of youth that are coming behind us that still don't know that, they still don't understand. And if we let them get into our shoes before they decide, then you see them turn into fraud, turn into ritualism, turn into all those other methods of making it in life. So I'm using this as a platform to reach out. So I think the project helped to launch me as a DJ and my brand or my foundation for community development. There were many times I felt like giving up. So there was a video online that I cried actually, and at some point my team kept me going because these guys, they were there for me morning, afternoon and night. The 18 days of world record involved like 15 guys or 16 or 17 guys that were there. So while I was playing, they were also there in the background doing their thing, making sure that I kept on. Then of course, when I saw people come around, you see their smiles, hear their comments, you check social media, like, wow, this guy, you've inspired me. Those things kept me going. Because man, when you see those coming from every angle, you know that whatever I'm doing is right. Yeah, definitely. At the point, they had their withdrawals because of the fact that being a DJ affected school, definitely. It definitely will. Because you have to pick party over school. Nobody go on here and say they give you 70K. You can't talk to them because say you get class, you know, come. In your application for Guinness World Record, there are two things. You either have them come down to Nigeria, which is expensive. The total cost for my event would have been a little bit over $34,000. If I had that money, I'll be making a world record. Secondly, I can send them my evidence. That is, you apply for a world record, you get approved, right? Then you attempt. So there's a difference between applying and doing it without getting approved. So my attempt was approved. Like, it was like, okay, we've seen you, go ahead. Then when you're done, send us your evidence. So we sent our evidence earlier, like once we were done with the event, and we're given a time to await their response. The being official is just a recognition. You get, but if you check online, you check on air, what I've done has so far been the longest. In terms of recognition, you will probably want to consider awards, right? And that is the major part that I say they've left DJs lagging. Because we have some top-notch awards in the country that don't recognize DJs. Wherever they are not, I'm proposing that they do, because you can't ignore the contribution of DJs to the industry. But when it comes to terms of working conditions, I think it's fine in Nigeria. We've had DJs top-notch in all over the world. So we're getting apart from just that aspect of the award, but every other thing, so far you're doing a good job, you get recognized, you get your fans, you get your funds. I'm working towards that. But beyond that, you have to be appreciated. So you don't have people turning you down because they don't respect what you've done or they don't know who you are. So that's first of all what I'm doing. I'm pushing my brand. This is what I've done. Then I'm working on at least my book, my foundation will continue in the legacy to collect 1 million books. So far we have a little bit over 3,000, and by the time school resumes in September, we're running an outreach within some states in Nigeria to start giving out books. So while we're running that, the Venum brand as a DJ is also going. Those are our plans. I don't have any particular person apart from those that inspire me directly, like DJ Wallace. He taught me a lot of things growing up as a DJ. But I try as much as possible to look at everybody out there and take a little bit out of them and add to myself. Basically, we've grown. There was a point where you had to record your song yourself and pack your cars and I'm selling from your booth. We've gone beyond that. We have Nigerian artists topping it on iTunes, topping Spotify, topping Billboard charts. So I think for now, those are the highest you can do, like the highest levels. And since we've had Nigerians in those places, good and fine. Man, this is for DJs and for every youth out there. Whatever you're doing, so far it's positive. That means it's not hurting you, it's not hurting your family, it's not hurting your society. Keep at it.